Alright, today we have another video trolling deck tech for decks because they did something else very wrong. I don't mind their actual premise of the deck, life gain. I think it's pretty interesting to give Ruric their lifelink. That seems like a good idea to me. But let's see what they're doing that is just totally weird with it. Okay, so we've got some creatures. The first creature I don't like here is Needlehead. All Needlehead's going to do is piss people off and make them want to attack you. All Gleeful Arsonist is going to do is also, it's going to be a very weak version of your commander. It's not going to really do anything else. Bloodthirster, you don't really have very many creatures in this deck. It's just a random, pretty good card. So it just isn't that good. Now, here's the next problem. You've got tons of spells. Tons of sweepers. And all these sweepers are going to kill your own creatures in your Ruric Thar. So, why play them? Blasphemous Act, Earthquake, Rolling Earthquake, all these things are going to kill your own commander. These are ramp spells that you could be doing ramp off of creatures, but you're doing this instead and you're just going to take damage from it. These wheels just piss people off in Magic. Like, it doesn't really do much for you in the deck and it just upsets people, which causes more aggro against you. Just because okay, but you've got ramp. I mean, it's not the worst thing to include. Okay, so now we've got more stuff that's just kind of blah, like Valakut Awakening. Okay, again, it's not very good. But the problem in general is you're playing so many non-creature spells. Like, again, Lightning Grooves. Why? Your lifelink abilities with Ruric Thar require you to attach something that has lifelink to Ruric Thar. So Lightning Greaves is completely antithetical to that idea. Again, you're just playing just all these non-creature spells. So that is antithetical to this. The Sylvan Library, I think I've ranted on this before, but Sylvan Library, it just is kind of like a Phyrexian Arena, where the effect of it is very minimal in a 4-player game. The Descendant of Avernus, yes, it's a fun card. It's not the worst card in the world, but you're playing all these non-creature spells. You continue to play all these non-creature spells. Yeah. Okay. So, and then, yeah, you have land. You have a little bit fewer land than what you would probably want for this, but you've got land. Who cares? It's just, okay. Again, let's talk about this. Urza's Saga. It's alright. It's not as insane as people would think in a multiplayer setting. It's good in 1v1. Of course, it's played in Legacy and Vintage and 1v1. But in a multiplayer setting, it's just not that good. War Room, you could be playing better stuff. I'll show you some of the lands in my deck. Okay, so that's what he's doing. A lot of antithetical stuff, and the cost is just overwhelming. Here, let me show you. So basically, his cost, Card Kingdom, over $1,000 for cardboard. Spending over $1,000 for cardboard. It's something that the deck's kind of junky. And even on Card Trader on the open market, deck's almost $750. That's crazy. Okay, let's see if we can do better. Enough ranting on his. here's what I've been working on the last couple of days. Let me know what you think. So, I'm doing the same lifelink thing as he's doing because I wanted to be fair. And I'm also in bracket 3 because I wanted it to be fair. So, yeah, this deck is also a bracket 3 deck, as you can see. Now, as you'll see, my ramp is all creature-based. Ramp at 1, that's all creature-based. Ramp at 2, that's all creature-based, and also mana reduction. Here's more ramp. We've got some key little hate bears, scavenging ooze. These hate bears are not super oppressive. Like, it doesn't, like, affect everybody and make people upset at you. It just stops an arch enemy from doing something. Like, Endurance is another card, because I'm not having any cost limit on what I'm doing to handle specific situations. And then some of the hate bears, there's Manglehorn is a good hate bear. But some of the hate bears are just to protect my ability to do things or just gain some value. As you can see, we're going down into things that can't be countered. We got more ramp and more ramp and more ramp and more card draw and more card draw and more ramp and card draw and haste enablers and mana reduction and more ramp. Some things that give hexproof, more protection from counters, and then more card draw and more mana reduction, and more card draw, and more ramp and more mana reduction and more haste. Then we've got some things specifically that we're searching for on 6 or more. Bane of Progress, brilliant sweeper, especially in this deck. Incinerator the Guilty, one-sided sweeper. Disciple of Fairlease, great card draw option. Then we're getting into the really, really dirty, mean items. Vorinclex. I wanted to be in 3 because I wanted to be in the same bracket that he's playing, but in what I would actually run, which I think is much more oppressive than the game changers that he's running. Vorinclex is basically the saltiest card on the planet, and the card is insane. Then we have Eldrazi, which are very mean, very powerful cards. And then we're still doing the lifelink thing. And that's all. We have got 4 non-creature spells. Our land that I was talking about that's better than War Room is Bonder's Enclave. Other tech lands, we have the Hideaway lands, which will help to secret cast like Eldrazi or something like that. Like, do something absolutely crazy. More fixing, more Hideaway lands. Tyrite Sanctum as another thing to protect Ruric Thar. So that's our build. Yeah, hopefully this gives you some idea of, only last thing I wanted to show you, cost differential. As you saw, I wasn't pulling any punches or saying this is a budget deck or anything like that at all. And obviously you saw some very expensive cards in the deck. But where are we at? We're at $452 versus $1,000. On the open market, we're at $320 versus over $700. So, this might be a much better option on many different angles. Anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed, and I'll see you again in a few days. Alrighty, bye.